Gotta go big or go home. We're down to the gold. Never been a better time.
Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Peter and I'm a web developer and content creator. Today I'll be taking you on a tour of my setup, highlighting the gear and tools I use to increase my productivity. And I'll be sharing some tips and tricks along the way. This beast of a monitor is the, hang on a minute, I need my phone for this. It's the LG 49WL95C Ultrawide Monitor. It's a 49-inch 5K display. I cannot work on anything else. I've tried it, it doesn't work. I've got so accustomed to the 49-inch, it's just unreal. I'm never looking for my windows. They are always there whenever I need them. So if you're looking for a monitor and you're really considering any ultra-wide, I highly recommend this 49-inch by LG. Next up, we have another monitor by LG and it's the Dual. I have nothing but great reviews about it. Honestly, it's a great monitor. It's got so much screen real estate compared to a normal 27-inch flip vertically. I've tried that in the past as well, and to be honest, you lose so much of the width when you turn another monitor vertical. This one, you've got the added width of it, and the height of it is just unreal. It's a 28-inch monitor, and I just use it as a secondary monitor, which is why it's on the side. So I use it for my Notion tasks and chats, Spotify, even open. It's just things I need to reference pretty much. So I'm never actually sitting there to the side looking at the monitor. It's more when I glance over and check my work and things like that. Next up, we have the Logitech MX Master 3 mouse. Now I've used many mice over the years. But this one I've had it for a good 2 years now, and honestly I won't change it unless the new one by Logitech comes out. I'm also using the Delta Hub Carpio 2s. These are wrist rests that basically prevent you from injuring your hand. So you know, when you're working on screens, working on a computer for so many hours at a time, it's impossible not to actually hurt your hands. So these actually raise your hands up. So they're in line with the mouse, and that way, you know, you kind of glide from side to side to the keyboard to the mouse and all that, and it really helps keep your wrists protected from any sort of injury. I think that's perfect timing to move on to this keyboard. This is the Yunzii Y275 wireless mechanical keyboard. Now I've customized this with Gateron G Pro black switches. And what I love the most about it is the LEDs and, you know, the fact that they're all hot swappable, so you can literally take all the keys off and, you know, completely remake the whole keyboard, even if you wanted to just keep it as a base. Now what I've done is actually taken off the sides of the keyboard and replaced it with this cover looking thing. You know, when the LEDs are on, it's kind of like, it just gives it a nice vibe, you know. The keyboard itself, using it, I absolutely love it. Yeah, some of the keys are actually elevated, so you can, you know, for me personally, I use the spacebar a lot, I use the command button a lot. To actually have those separate keys elevated a bit means I don't need to look at the keyboard as much as what I would do if all the keys were at the same level. Up top we have the BenQ Screenbar Halo. I've been a big fan of BenQ Screenbars right from the beginning, and this includes a wireless dial. It's got customizable temperature, customizable brightness. Overall, it's the best Screenbar monitor I've ever used. And to be honest, having a light on your setup above the screen out the way is the perfect way to light your setup. I used to have lamps on the side as the setup, or, you know, other things trying to give me light, or even have the actual light in the office on. And it just doesn't work. You know, at night when you're working, I like to turn all the lights off, keep the lights on the walls on, along with the screen bar, and it just creates the perfect atmosphere. So what do I use to actually power this beast? Well, I'm a huge Mac fan, huge Apple fan, iPhone, Mac, iPad. With this setup, I'm running it with a Macbook Pro 2021 version with the M1 Max chip. It's got 32 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte storage. I'm blown away by the actual performance of this thing. Let me just get that straight out. And the fact that it can run all these monitors at the same time and without making a sound. So most of the time I've got the laptop closed, out of sight, out of mind. It's there and I'm focusing on my screens. But I do want to change that in the future because it's such a shame having that gorgeous display of the MacBook Pro and not actually being able to see it. Now this monitor is the UPerfect O by UPerfect Monitor. This was actually sent to me by UPerfect Monitor for testing, and something I didn't think I needed, but is an absolute necessity now. I can't do without it. So my daily routine involves, coming into the office and working mainly off the ultrawide. But as I mentioned before, we've got the dual up as a secondary display. So why would I need another display up down bottom? Well, personally, I use it exclusively for team chat. As part of a team, you've got to constantly keep your eyes on the chat, keep your eyes on notifications. When something goes wrong, you need to be on the ball, you need to react, and you need to work it out. So personally, I've got the Slack channel open there 100% of the time. Whenever they need me, I just look down and it's there. Now a setup would not be complete without a great audio system. So here is the Harman Kardon Aura Studio 3. Personally, I hate wires, I hate too many things around. I like things to be simple, clean, but come with a kick. Inside it's got lights that actually glow up as the sound comes out. I don't actually have it blaring, but it's nice to actually kick back, put a YouTube video on or something, and just have some good sound coming out of it. Speaking of sound, Sony WH-1000XM4. Now I know there's an XM5 out, but to be honest, these sound perfect. They do the job. They've got a noise cancelling, they're comfortable to wear, and at the end of the day, they've got an amazing sound coming out of them. Now I've had so many questions about the desk. Everyone on Instagram tells me, what desk is that? It's huge. Can it actually lift all of that? It's a standing desk. And I'm like, yes, it does. I'm using it. So the desktop is from IKEA. It's a pin-up worktop. Essentially, it's a kitchen worktop. What I love about it, it's basically almost 2.5 meters in width. Depth is around 60 centimeters, so it's not that deep, but it does the job for me. Now, the frame itself is from a company called Autonomous. I've worked with Autonomous for, I think, 2 years now, trying out their standing desks, and honestly, no complaints. They lift this powerhouse like nothing. If you're working from home, if you're working from any sort of office, you don't want to be stuck in a chair all the time. You want to have the flexibility of actually getting up and stretching and carrying on working, basically. That is why a standing desk is so useful. Below the desk, we've got the iconic Alex drawers from IKEA. Now, I wasn't originally going to get these, but I thought, the desk looked a bit naked without it there. So I bought a pair of these Alex drawers. They're standard in pretty much all the setups that you see, but there were differences here. The worktop is not actually sitting on the drawers. They're there for storage. Overall, I love the aesthetic that they provide to the setup. This microphone is the Fifine K688. I use it mainly for voiceovers in my videos. Center of attention, this Work Smarter Not Harder LED sign by Neon Beach. Now I'm a huge fan of LED signs and LEDs in general. Neon Beach got in touch with me and they said, do you want to work together? I strongly believe in working smarter, not harder. Try and make your life easier by doing just that. So they were kind enough to actually make me this sign, and it's brilliant. Design of it is great. You can choose different types of fonts and stuff like that on their website. And overall, no complaints. Now moving over to the lights on the other side, over there that you can see, these are the Govee Hexa lights. Again, from another collaboration, but what I love the most about these is that they can actually run from one wall to the other, and it looks seamless, and you can create any pattern you want, and yeah, no complaints there either. As for what's actually holding this monitor up, so it's the Ergear drawer. It's unavailable, which is really annoying. It's very difficult to find, but at the time it was a great budget friendly monitor arm. So you can actually stack multiple monitors on top of each other, and it worked perfectly for this one. I mean, this is a huge 49 inches, it weighs a lot more than 12 kilos that it says, but it works for me. Now you're probably wondering how I actually connected all of these to one laptop using the Caldigit TS3 Plus Thunderbolt dock. It's a couple years old now, probably more, but it's been a game changer. You can literally plug in anything from DisplayPort, USB-C. It's got, I think, 4 or 5 USB-A ports. You can put in the SD card. It's literally the one device that you can use as your central hub. The great thing about this, it provides power straight to the MacBook, so you're never running out of power. So at the moment, I've got it sitting on my desk shelf. And the beauty of it, you know, one cable runs straight to the laptop, powers this beast of a setup. The chair is from a company called Sihoo, and it's the V1. Now Sihoo sent this out to me for me to review, and honestly, it's great. It really is great. I was a huge fan of gaming chairs before. I tried many other chairs before that, and nothing compared to the actual Secret Lab gaming chair that I had until I used this. Now it's got this mesh sort of back and base that actually keeps your back breathing, keeps your bum breathing. You're not sweating all the time, and more importantly, you're kept upright, straight, and you're not hurting your back. With this chair, I don't get that back pain anymore. It's completely got rid of it. So what I love the most about this chair is the fact that it's fully adjustable. I can sit on it for long hours without actually having back pain. Personally, it's a great office chair. If you intend to use it daily, yeah, highly recommend it. I mean, you could spend a little bit more and get something a bit more premium, but that's totally up to you. Depends on your budget, depends on your needs. On the wall, we have the Govee Glide lights. So alongside the Govee lights, I've got some IKEA pegboards. So I bought a couple of these just to add a bit of wooden effect, wooden style to the office. This is the Grove made desk shelf. It's so practical to store and hide things that you don't want showing in the setup. It's made of solid wood. It adds a certain touch of, that wood effect to the setup that I love the most about it. This is the Loupedeck console, and it's actually the Loupedeck Live. It's a very powerful tool if you use it correctly. You can use it to edit photos and videos, scrub through timelines, for example. One of the most amazing features I love about it is the actual shortcuts that you can create with it. These are a couple of frames that actually have real framed iPhones in them. Two of the frames are from Grid Studio, and the other one is from X3 Art. To actually have them framed and a piece of history on the wall, it's a perfect gift for anyone in the tech industry. This is the Lametric Time, and it's a portable LED sign that you can change and customize to your liking. As a phone stand, I use this Quadlock Mag desk stand. It's a 2-in-1 charger. Underneath, it's perfect to charge your AirPods, and overall it's just a nice companion to have while you're working, where you can just literally glance over to your phone and see any notifications you might have or any calls and things like that. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this setup tour. I've been planning to do this video for quite a while. I just haven't had the time to actually do it. Now that I am moving offices and relocating the whole thing, I thought, it's a shame not to actually have a video about it. So here we are. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because I will be building a whole new office that you've got to stay tuned for. Thanks again. Bye. What am I doing? I'm a developer. I'm gonna make a YouTube video. Who's ringing me? Hello? I told you not to call me. I'm making a YouTube video. Okay, I'll bring milk on the way home. Bye.